Hey YouTube. So this particular video, I'm going to do Pisces and Aries because this was when I really had to understand my past. And I really went digging into the compatibilities of all the signs with a Pisces that I have experienced to help me get through it. People might think it's crazy, but that was therapy for me. That was therapy for me. Okay. So let me get into it. So, with a Pisces and Aries, in the beginning, I think the Aries is so intrigued by the Pisces because she's forever changing. Because we're the chameleon of the zodiac. They won't get bored with us because we're always doing something new. We're always changing looks. We're always changing adventures. We're kind of like, to me, sometimes Pisces can be as thing as the fire signs when it comes to adventure. I think that's the attraction. I think the attraction with a Pisces and an Aries is the adventure, the risk taking, the mind, don't mind changing, get bored easily. What's going on? What's next? What's this? What's that? Because a Pisces is like that, mutable. We get bored easily. We're all like, oh, I like this shiny thing. I'm bored with it. Oh, this shiny thing. I'm going. It depends. If we get into something that we'll never get bored with, then we stick with it. Okay. So I think that's the attraction first with a Pisces and Aries, the adventure, the risk taking. And I think with other water signs too, that's what the attraction is. And the looks and the chemistry, because Aries has that little romantic thing about them. And I saw that because they know their music, just like a Pisces. I don't know if they can beat a Pisces though. They be coming on some good. They be knowing the new music because they're the first sign and they're all about new, the beginning, the new stuff. So I'll give them that. They be knowing the new music. They be liking the old school too though, but they be knowing their new music. Pisces be the old souls, and Scorpio and Cancer, we be liking that old school music, you know. But the Aries, they'll like both, and they'll like send you the new school music, and you be like, oh shoot, I need to be listening to this. And that's what I respect from an Aries, because they know their music. They're very talented when it comes to music, and they're talented in acting as well. But what I love about them is that they can be like probably the best DJs, singers, performers, like Aries, Al Green, okay, Shaka Khan, Jill Scott, must I go on? These are Aries, okay? Music is the bomb, okay? They're great at music. You tell Aries give you a playlist, boy, they're going to give you that playlist. So Pisces loves that about an Aries because they'll give you that good music and they'll send that good romantic, and they can be funny. And they can be funny. They can be funny like a Cancer and a Scorpio to me. They can be just as funny. They funny, you know? So they can be hilarious too. And I call them like the knight. They can be like the knight in shining armor too, like a Scorpio and a Cancer can be. Well, Cancer can be that with a Pisces when we're needy. But I feel like an Aries comes with like the horse and the gallop. And they be like, I'm coming to save you. I'll beat them up. And then they want to show how strong they are. And they're like, I'm strong, I'll beat them. And then I'm strong, you know. When I first met an Aries that came in my life, that's what I saw. I saw that good part. I didn't know anything about his life until he started kind of talking to me about it, but his emotions, he couldn't really get things out without being angry. And the thing about an Aries, they are the god of war. So is a Scorpio. But to me, a Scorpio has both. See, they have Pluto, and then they have two, they rule two planets, and Aries only rules that Mars. So with a Scorpio, they rule Mars too, like an Aries. So that's why a Scorpio can balance that. But an Aries, I think their Mars is like more than a Scorpio's Mars, because a Scorpio has the sensitivity. that tender heart inside. Aries, it takes some time to get into that tender heart, and you have to really understand it. I think other fire signs can understand Aries than any other sign, and maybe a Gemini. A Gemini, I think, can understand an Aries a little bit better, and a Libra can understand an Aries, and a Leo, and a Sag. Those are the four I think can understand an Aries. What happens with a Pisces and Aries, it's all the romance, and he sees this feminine girl that needs to be saved. You know what I mean? Like, because she's so soft and he's so masculine. He's so masculine. He's the god of war. He's like the fighter, the fight, the anger to fight, he'll fight for you in that sense. But if he doesn't have any healing done from any past trauma, then that's where the abuse comes. And I think they can go toe to toe with another fire sign. The fire sign can probably handle it better. I just know that water signs have a hard time handling it if they've been damaged. If they've been damaged and they haven't got any healing, water signs have a hard time with an Aries. And I'll get into Sag and Leo, but I know with an Aries, a water sign can have a really, really hard time when they haven't healed and they haven't had the coping skills on how to deal with their emotions. But I'm talking about Aries signs that I have been with. I'm not talking about the ones, because there's some I know that can handle it, but I'm talking about the ones that I know that I've ever been in a relationship with. And what I've read and seen. So don't think that I'm saying, all Aries. No. The one that I had encountered, I know he was damaged, but I didn't really know till later on. But him and I had a really rocky relationship. He was another one I gave my all to, but there was so much anger and short temper that I didn't understand because I was sensitive. And then when he hurt me, then that's when the anger comes. So that's when the Pisces and the Aries come, and if they argue, they fight, then that's really, really bad, because it's like fire and water, but it's like the water hurricane with the fire, like I'm going to drown I'm going to blow out the fire with my water, just pour the water on the fire, But the thing is, you have to understand each other. If you don't understand each other in a Pisces and Aries relationship, it ain't going to work. If you don't understand that a Pisces is sensitive at times, it ain't going to work. If you don't understand that an Aries has that temper and you have to just give them time and step away for a minute and don't just go back to back with them, then it'll work. But then when you want to say something, that's when that masculinity comes in, that domineering, and then they're not trying to listen to you. And then, so it's got to be some common ground. You got to know how to communicate. A Pisces and Aries got to know how to communicate. You got to know how to express how you're feeling and your emotions without being angry, without getting domineering, and just, you need to do this, you need to do that. That's what I had encountered with that. But if we would have had better communication, then maybe it would have worked out. But to me, that has to do with communication. Because look at, Janae Aiko and Big Sean, maybe they have gone through ups and downs. They've had breakups, and they've been on and off. And I'm going to get into the Pisces and Aries, where I think what gods they are, and then we can get into probably why it's on and off. I'm going to get into that too with the other signs, with the gods, as well as I do the Cleopatra and Caesar. I'm going to do also the gods later on. But I really, really, really feel that if you can communicate, maybe Janae Aiko and Big Sean have communicated and gotten older to get better, because I know they were up and down as well. And that could have been one of the possibilities, because she's sensitive, he's a little more hardcore, and it might damage a bit, because it's hard for the Aries to understand when the Pisces is sensitive. they don't kind of get that. They don't kind of understand that. Because they're fire, they're masculine, they're hardcore, they're God of war. And they don't want a Pisces to soften them up too much. Or it's really hard because a Pisces sign is very feminine. And then an Aries is very, very masculine. But you got to have a balance there. A balance of respect and communication. Now, to me, if Aries has like an Aries with a Pisces cusp where it's close to like Pisces ending and Aries is like right there and the birthdays are like right there, then they'll have a little more of that sensitivity to me from what I have seen. I'm not saying all, but then it works a little bit better. But that, like I said, it has to be the communication and the understanding of both signs for it to work. Because Pisces don't take criticism well, but they're learning. Like I'm learning to take criticism better because I didn't used to. And I'm learning. So I do know I have that problem. And I know sometimes people get tired of having to be sensitive with a Pisces all the time. But see, I'm getting older to understand my weaknesses and my problems. And I may boo-hoo for a minute, get angry for a minute, but I do get over it. These days I get over it. It depends how bad it is. If it's bad enough that I don't want to talk to you for a while and I got to get, I'll let you know. But I had to learn that, of course. But Aries has to understand it about a Pisces because she's feminine, very, very feminine and sensitive. Don't mean she's not strong because she's feminine and sensitive. She's strong too, but if it comes from the person she loves, it tends to kind of hurt a little bit. So you got to at least say, look, Aries would have to be like, look, I don't like when you do this. I don't like that. It makes me mad. Can you please try to stop it and we try to fix this? It's all about communication because eventually everybody don't matter what sign you are, what week, you're going to have to learn how to communicate because you can't be like a grown person getting mad and having temper tantrums at 50 something years old. You just look crazy. So you have to learn. We all as signs have to evolve and learn. Like I have to learn that people are just giving me feedback and critiquing me and I can't take it personal. So I have to learn not to take it personal. So I'm learning that. But I have to learn that just as much as an Aries would have to learn how to be a little more sensitive with the Pisces. Or with any feminine sign they get with, or any woman that has a little bit of that sensitivity. Now, for Aries and a Sag, then it's okay, because Sag is just as blunt as an Aries, and that's why that match to me has got to be the most compatible. An Aries and a Sag to me is the most compatible, and an Aquarius and a Sag, because they both blunt. They ain't going to take it like that. They're going to say what they got to say and move on, But to me, a Pisces is a little more sensitive and water signs is a little more sensitive to the bluntness. Now we can start learning how to take it in and not take it personal, but then they got to be able to take it back. If the water signs or a Pisces says that back, they have to be able to take that same criticism. And that's what happened with what I encountered. Like if you going to tell me, I'm going to tell you, and you're going to have to be able to take it. If you want me to take it. So it's one of those things that you have to get an understanding and you have to grow up and learn how to communicate and talk. Not just be nag and dominate this and the other. Not all the time. You have to come in a partnership and it has to come together. Can't do that. I'm right. You're wrong. It don't go that way. You have to learn if you want to be with a water sign. Now, that's if you have to be in the water sign, because water signs are about communication eventually. We are about getting their emotions out and getting deep in how you feel. Fire signs, y'all get it to where you got to be blunt and come out with it without no emotion. So a Pisces, we're going to get emotional because that's what we are. We're emotions. We're the water and the feelings and this and that and the other, and you have to understand that. So if you want to be with a water sign, if you want to be an Aries, if to you it's like, I don't want that, I don't want to do that, then you need to really try out more of the fire signs. And I think a Sag is the best for an Aries, because a Sag is blunt. Sag be telling you whatever they feel, whatever they blunt, and be like, oh, I'm sorry, but still talk, that's how they are. And I think an Aries can handle it, and I think a Sag can handle an Aries. I think too a Scorpio can handle a Aries and a Sag. Not the Leo a little bit, but the Aries to me do better with a Sag and a Gemini, because a Gemini will tell you how it is, and an Aquarius, they'll tell you how it is, and they'll be blunt. And I think an Aries, if you don't want to put the work in with a Pisces and think a Pisces is too sensitive, or Pisces doesn't like this like they want, and I'm like, we can be like this, but it's not in our nature to not think it out still. If we get too impulsive, because a Pisces gets impulsive and wants to do it like this quick, but then it burns in your face. And I had to learn that. Like, I had to start like, okay, chill out, one thing at a time, one thing, and don't get so impulsive, because then the stuff will blow up in your face. And I had to learn that, but a Pisces can be like that. But an Aries can be too. And what I encountered, what happened to me, it was like I was impulsive to make moves and do what we need to do. But then when something happened and I couldn't push it fast enough, then there was a fight. So that's one of the things that I feel like a Sag is impulsive in that sense, where the Aries and the Sag can handle it. A Pisces would be like, excuse me, I'm doing the best I can fast, but the Sag could probably be just as impulsive and thinking this and that and the other. I don't know if it always works out though. I think you still have to, that's one of the weaknesses. I know in a Pisces, and that's one of the weaknesses in the Aries and the Sag, that impulsiveness, and then you don't make the best decisions. So that's one of the things that got to be worked on. But I think it can be worked on. I really do, if you're willing to work on it and see what you do and your flaws with it, and say, oh, I can be a little like that. And I have had that where it just blows up and it doesn't work out. So that is one of the things that I feel with a Pisces and an Aries, the communication, fixing some of the things so y'all can be together. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work in that combination. Not saying it hasn't worked for people. It has worked for people. But I'm just saying, in my experience, I feel like it's a lot of work, and you have to be able to work on those things before you come into that relationship. And then it can work. If you know these things and you start fixing them, then it can work. But when you trying to just, you go on and you love that person, but you don't work on this stuff, then it's really a lot of work, and it's hard. It was hard. And that is the one that it got so bad that it's like, we can't even talk to each other. We can't see each other ever. And we were okay as friends at one point, but it got so bad that we couldn't be. So, but I have other Aries friends that I'm really good friends with and stuff, and I like it like that. And I feel like I said, not all Aries are like that, and not all Pisces and Aries relationships, but it's a lot of growth. There's a lot of growth in it, and a lot of hard work in it. A lot of hard work. So I'm not saying it can't work. Just saying you got to work at it, or know that you got to communicate better and not be too impulsive, and not get mad if the other person is not going as quick, but that's because water goes like this and fire's like that. So it's hard. But I think you can work it out, but it depends on your birth chart. You got to do the whole birth chart to see if it'll work out, because you have other things in your birth chart, other signs, other, planets in your birth chart. Then you can see if it can work out. But to me, you can't always go based on signs, because if you worked hard on yourself, that person worked hard and you're able to come together, then it'll work. But it's a lot of work with water and fire signs. It's a lot of work. If you haven't been healed, if you don't understand the other sign, if a water sign don't understand a fire sign, and then you try to compromise, and there's no compromising in it, it ain't gonna work. It's not. It may work for some years, or you're just gonna be miserable in it. Whatever's the case, you have to compromise. with that combination. You got to compromise in any relationship, but a water and fire, because you got to really understand it's water and it's fire. So it's going to be a little difficult. It is. But like I said, other things in your chart can help it. If you do the healing and try to fix some of your weaknesses or get it a little bit better where you can function as a couple, then it'll work. But that's my take on a Pisces and Aries combination. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Please, please, please like these videos. I need all the likes that I can get, so I know that y'all are feeling my videos, that y'all are liking it, so I can keep doing what I'm doing and feeling like I can give the best content. If I know that y'all are liking these videos, then I can know what content to give you guys. So please like and share and subscribe to my channel. And this is my take on Pisces and Aries combination. Bye, YouTube.